Welcome to all my dear students. Myself Nandini S, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Program, SJ Government Polytechnic, Bengaluru, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. So this is session 10 from Unit 1, Measuring Instruments. In the last session, we discussed about gauges in session 9, gauges. So gauges are nothing but inspection tools used to check the dimensions of the manufactured components. Gauges don't record any dimensions. It has no scale. Okay, so these are inspection tools. We can only check the dimensions. We cannot measure the dimensions using gauges. So in gauges, we have mainly three types, right? In limit gauges, we have mainly three types. So first one is plug gauge, second one snap gauge, and third one ring gauge. So in plug gauges, again we have double-ended plug gauge, progressive plug gauge. In snap gauge, double-ended snap gauge, and progressive snap gauge. And the third one is ring gauges. We discussed plug gauges, right? So plug gauges are gauges which are used to check the dimensions of the plain unthreaded holes. Okay. So in plug gauge, we also discussed double-ended plug gauge. So double-ended plug gauge is used to check the dimensions of the unthreaded holes. Okay. So in this plug gauge, go end and no go end are provided at the both ends of the plug gauge. Okay, so when we insert go gauge into the hole, it should go inside the hole. Okay, so when we insert the hole into the plug gauge, the hole should go inside the go end. So the go end is equal to the lower limit size of the hole and no go end is equal to the upper limit size of the hole. Okay, so while checking the dimension, so what we will do, we will place the hole like this. We will insert the plug gauge go end. So the go end should go inside the hole and the no go end should not go inside the hole. So then the manufactured components are manufactured within the specified limits and we can accept that we can accept that component and it is sent to the market, okay, for selling. And also we discussed progressive plug gauge. So progressive plug gauge is used to check the dimensions of the small through holes. So the main difference between double-ended plug gauge and progressive plug gauge is in double-ended plug gauge we have um, go end and no go end at both ends of the plug gauge. But in progressive type of plug gauge, go end and no go end is provided on the same side. So this saves the time. Okay, this saves the time. So during checking the holes, you need to insert the progressive plug gauge inside the hole. If the hole is manufactured within the specified limits, the go end should go inside the hole and the no go end should not go inside the hole. Okay, so this is about the last session. So in this session, we are going to discuss about snap gauges. So see, so this is the practical view. When you see the snap gauge, it will look like this. Okay, so this is a snap gauge. So here we have some dial. So some snap gauge will be like this, and this is other type of snap gauges. So see, snap gauge. The snap gauges are used for checking external dimensions. To check the external dimensions, we use snap gauges. Diameters of shafts are mainly checked using snap gauges. So snap gauges are also called as gap gauges. So to check diameters of shafts, we use snap gauges. So plug gauges are used to check the holes, but snap gauges are used to check the shafts. And keep it in mind, the snap gauges are also known as gap gauges. So this is the other name for snap gauge. Coming to types of snap gauges, so double-ended snap gauges. So see, this double-ended snap gauge is used to check the shaft sizes ranging from 3 mm to 100 mm. Okay, so double-ended snap gauge. So next, progressive type snap gauge. So this snap gauge is used to check the dimensions of shaft sizes ranging above 100 mm and up to 250 mm. So this is for 3 to 100 mm, and this progressive is for 100 above 100 mm, above 100 mm and up to 250 mm. We can check the dimensions of the shaft. So see, so this is the snap gauge, double-ended snap gauge. Here we have two ends, so that's why the name double-ended. Okay, so see, here we have a gap between these two angles. Okay. So see, this is I say this is no-go gap or no-go end. How? Just because here it is marked in red color. So always in gauges, if you find the red color, so this is for identification of no-go, no-go end or no-go gap. So this is go gap. So go gap. So this is no-go gap. So see. So these are anvils. So see, these are anvils. So this is no-go gap. This is go gap. Anvils. So red color is marked always in the no-go gap. Okay. So see, this gauge has two ends. One end has go anvils and other end has no-go anvils. So why we say gap gauge means here we have provided gap between two anvils on both sides. So see, in go end also here we have a gap. So go gap we can say, so this is no go gap. So these are anvils. The gap between go anvil is equal to upper limit size of the shaft diameter, and the gap between the no go anvils is equal to the lower limit size of the shaft diameter. If the shaft is within the tolerance limits, the shaft should go inside the go anvils and should not go inside the no go anvils. Say the checking of dimensions of shafts using snap gauges is very simple. The go gap is equal to upper limit size of the shaft, and no go gap is equal to lower limit size of the shaft. Keep it in mind. Okay, don't confuse with the double-ended plug gauge. This is quite opposite to the double-ended snap gauge. Okay, see, when you manufacture the shaft within the specified tolerance limits, always the go gap should go inside the shaft. Okay, it should go inside the shaft, and the no go should not go inside the gap. See, the logic is go means it should go, no go means it should not go. That's it. Only you need to remember is the go gap is equal to upper limit size of the shaft. Okay, shaft diameter, and the no go gap is equal to the lower limit dimension of the shaft. Okay, so think, if the shaft is not going inside this go gap. So this is the upper limit size, right? If go gap is the upper limit size of the shaft, if the shaft is not going inside this go gap means the shaft is manufactured to the more than upper limit of that limit dimension. Okay. If the shaft is going inside this gap means the shaft is manufactured to the lesser diameter of the limit size. Okay, understood, right? So always the shaft should go inside this go gap and it should not go inside this no go gap. If the shaft is moving, yeah, if the shaft is not moving inside this go gap, the shaft is manufactured more than the upper limit size of the shaft. Okay, if the shaft is moving inside this no go gap means the shaft is manufactured to the size less than the lower limit size of the shaft. Okay, so this is about double-ended snap gauge. So you need to remember only this: go anvil is equal to the upper limit size and no go anvil is equal to the lower limit size. See, in all type of gauges, it may be plug gauge, ring gauge, snap gauge, this will be same. Means always whatever the manufactured component may be, it may be shaft or hole, always the product should go inside the go. Okay, and it should not go to the no go end. Go means it should go, not go means it should not go. So that is the logic. So coming to progressive snap gauge, and one more thing about double-ended snap gauge. So the double-ended snap gauge is also known as solid snap gauge. Okay. So next, let us move on to progressive snap gauge. So progressive snap gauge is also called as caliper gauge. So this is the other name for progressive snap gauge. See, as the name itself indicates, progressive. Both ends, go gap or go end and no go end, will be on the same side. So this saves time, right? To check the dimensions. So it will be very easy. So practically see it looks like this. It will appear like this. So these are the anvils, two anvils. So this is go followed by no go. Always always the go anvil will be first and a no go anvil will be in the last. Okay, so this is go gap. From here to here, this is the go gap. So from here to here, this is no go gap. Just by seeing, we can say, see here. So the gap between these two anvils is more as compared to the gap between no go anvils. So the go gap is equal to the upper limit size of the shaft and the no go gap is equal to the lower limit size of the shaft. See, for both progressive snap gauge and this one double-ended snap gauge, the go will be equal to upper limit size of the shaft and no go will be equal to the lower limit size of the shaft. So in this, the go and no go anvils are at the same end. The go end will be at the front and no go end will be at the rear. And this go end and no go end are used progressively for checking the shaft dimensions. And the go end is equal to the upper limit size of the shaft diameter and the no go end is equal to the lower limit size of the shaft diameter. If the shaft is manufactured within the tolerance limits, the shaft will enter through the go end and will not enter through the no go end. Okay, if the shaft is not entering to the go end, it will be rejected. And also, if the shaft is entering into the no go end, it is also rejected. Okay, the logic is the shaft through go end the shaft should go, through no go end the shaft should not go. See the next, ring gauges. Ring gauges are used for checking the external diameter of shafts. Here we have two separate ring gauges. One is go ring gauge and the other is no go ring gauge. Go ring gauge is equal to upper limit size of the shaft and no go ring gauge is equal to the lower limit size of the shaft. Okay. So see here. So this is for go ring gauge. So this is the front view, side view, and this is the front and side view of the no go ring gauge. See here, it is marked red mark here. So this indicates the no go ring gauge. So first we need to insert the shaft into the go ring gauge. If the shaft enters easily into the go ring gauge, it will be accepted, and the same shaft should be inserted into the no go ring gauge. The shaft should not enter into the no go ring gauge. Okay, so if the shaft is manufactured within the specified tolerance limits, the shaft should go inside the go ring gauge and should not go inside the no go ring gauge. Okay, so then we can accept that manufactured shafts. So here the upper limit is nothing but the hole here. See, the upper limit will be the size of the diameter. See, in ring gauges we have a center hole here. So this is nothing but the upper limit size of the shaft. So in a no go ring gauge, here also we have the center hole. So this indicates the lower limit size of the shaft. So see, just observe this. The main difference between plug gauge and snap gauge and ring gauges. See, when we consider plug gauge, the go end is equal to lower limit size of the holes. The main difference is the plug gauge is used to check the dimensions of the holes, and the snap and ring gauges are used to check the limit dimensions of the shaft. So that is the first main difference. Coming to plug gauge, in plug gauge, go end is equal to lower limit size of the hole and no go end will be equal to the upper limit size of the hole. In snap and ring gauges, go end is equal to upper limit size of the shaft and no go end is equal to lower limit size of the shaft. See, you may consider any type of gauges. As I told you, plug gauge, snap or a ring gauges, always the manufactured product should go inside the go end and it should not go inside the no go end. So this is the summary. Okay.